everybody. Welcome to another chapter of the Book of Sean. It's good to see you. How was your day? You have an amazing day? Did you do something special? Did you love somebody today? This is your homework that I give you all the time. No, not all the time, but it's what we should be doing with our humanity, right? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Get comfortable. Get settled. Take your shoes off, people. Get you a cup of coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is. We have a great show planned for you. Do you hear me? You're going to love this show. My dear sister, Karika is here. We're going to talk about how there she is, looking all good. We're going to talk about her love journey. And it's been quite a journey. Because what do you do when you're beautiful and you're fit and you're smart and you're accomplished? And it's easy to find somebody. But how do you find the right somebody? You follow what I'm saying? That's her story. I'm sure that's a lot of your story. We all been there, right? Because, you know, when you got it going on, you attract all kinds of people. But all kinds of people may not be the kind of person you should be with. So we're gonna listen to her and try to figure out how we can, maybe do some things differently, understand her journey a little deeper, and compare it to our own. Because when all this is said and done, I want everybody to have love, be loved, and to show love, and to just love until love won't let them go. Anyway, we're gonna do some Ask Dr. Sean at the end, but we always start with headlines, and you know what I like to say. Play the bumper, Hailey. So let's talk about, we're in the Mother's Day season, right? Mother's Day is coming up. And I found this very interesting article that I thought was sort of apropos for the Mother's Day kind of season. Check this out. Listen to this. A new study from the University of Bath found out that mothers who earn more money than their husbands still do most of the work around the house. So, women who actually earn more money than their husbands are still doing most of the work at home. Now, you might disagree, but I found this to be absolutely and totally confusing. When I first saw this story, I thought to myself, okay, I'm not a woman, but I'm going to speak in a woman's voice. Clearly, I'm not a woman, okay, but I'm going to speak in a woman's voice. If I'm a woman and I'm earning most of the money and I'm paying most of the bills, you can't wash a dish? You can't mop the floor? I don't know. I mean, do y'all disagree? I'm just saying, I'm not a woman. Clearly I'm not. But if I was a woman and I'm paying most of the bills, you want me to wash the clothes too? No. Listen, when I saw this article, it confirmed everything that I know Western culture thinks about women. Western culture does not like women. I don't care how much the West and America says we love women. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you loved women, you pay women give women equal pay for equal work. If you loved women, women would have gotten the vote in 1776, not 1920. If you loved women, you wouldn't be taking their right to choose what to do with their bodies away from them and then trying to hide it. You don't love women. Please. I mean, listen. If she is paying the bills, then most of the bills, then the least I could do is wash a dish. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to be out there working hard and bringing home the money to support our family, and then here I am thinking I'm too man to mop a floor? I'm too much of a man to put the clothes in the dryer? I don't get it, people. I don't get it. Listen, I believe that every relationship ought to have reciprocity and balance. And whoever you're loving, whoever you're with, that relationship ought to be rooted in a genuine partnership. We are in this together. One of my guests said something I'll never forget, that the goal of a marriage is not necessarily to end in love, but the goal of a marriage is to end together. I will never forget that, because I think that that's what a genuine partnership is about. You're going to fall in and out of love all love you today, can't stand you tomorrow, but I'm not leaving you. Huh? I'm with you, I'm behind you 110%, because I understand that what we're doing is so important and so vital that I have to bring something to the table. So let me end all of this by saying this. If you too much of a man to cook a meal or mop a floor or wash a dish, then there's something wrong with your understanding of what it means to be a man. And if that's all that you're about, then there's certainly something wrong with your understanding of what it means to being an adult. because being an adult means those are your dishes, that's your dirt on the floor, those are your clothes in the washing machine. Okay? So she shouldn't have to go to work and then come home and do all that. I mean, come on now. I mean, come on. I don't, 2-3 might disagree, but I don't care. Let's move on. I know Kanika is with me because I saw her. I saw her face. She was like, yes, Dr. Sean, do your good teaching, my brother. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about the Holocaust survivors because this story really got me, okay? In the past 2 months, 500 Holocaust survivors have been rescued from the Ukraine, and most have been carried out by an organization called the Claims Conference and the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee. And we celebrate both of those groups for rescuing, again, 500 survivors of the Holocaust from this dirty war in the Ukraine. And when I saw this story, my heart really rejoiced. And I'll tell you why. Because I have a soft spot for children and elders. Like, leave the kids alone and don't mess with an elder. If you around me and you hurt a kid or you mess with an elder, I'm not going to be nice, Dr. Sean. Okay? All that Gandhi, all that Dr. King and Jesus is going to go right out the window. Because I just have a soft spot for the elders, man. And most of the people that have been rescued from the Ukraine who were Holocaust survivors, they're frail. I mean, they're frail, and the Holocaust was somewhat 77 years ago, right? So these are people who survived something that happened over 70 years ago. So they're older, they're frail, they're sickly, and now they're in this war. And when I saw this story, my heart rejoiced because I just thought to myself, they've already been through enough. I mean, they've already been through enough. When you survive the extermination of your people, the extermination of your parents and your grandparents and your siblings, you've watched your whole village die, your whole community go into ashes, literally into ashes. And now you got to deal with a war in the evening of your years where you got to be evacuated. God, it got me. I'm just telling you, it got me. You know, I think if you've had to survive the Holocaust, there ought to be a moratorium on you having to deal with any more suffering because you have paid your dues. And it just goes to show you how human beings can just be so maniacal and full of mendacity. You know, first they lost their families and now they've lost their homes. It's just too much to bear. I mean, at a certain point, it's just too much to bear. I don't even know how you could go through the Holocaust and then go through this war and not be insane. And let me say this clearly. Forget about what you think about race or religion or anything like that. Just on a human level, your heart has to go out to people who have to suffer like this all over again. You know, the Bible says, honor your mother and your father, that your days may be long upon the earth. Did you hear that in the word? The Bible says, honor your mother and your father, that your days may be long upon the earth. And I've always tried to live by that verse. I've always tried to honor people that were older than me. Even if I disagreed with them, I honored them. I showed them respect because life can be hard. You hear me? Kanika, you with me on this? Life can be hard. And if you have lived a long time, then it means you've gone through a lot of hardship. All I'm trying to say is this. When you have lived a long time and you've survived and you can still love and dance and smile, you have achieved something special. And the rest of us ought to act like it. All right, let's do a couple of more, and then I'll let you go, because I can't wait to talk to Kanika. Okay, I already like her. I can tell in 30 seconds if I'm gonna like somebody. I can tell. I'm from New York. I have the gift, but I like her. All right, let's do this. You guys hear about the Shanghai man that was elderly resident who was mistaken for dead? They were taking this man to the morgue in Shanghai, only to discover that the man wasn't dead. Do we have the video? Do we have some video? Okay, there it is. They are checking to see after he's in the body bag. You see the guy in the blue stepping back? Because he realizes he's alive. The man in the body bag is alive, people. What in the world is going on? Look at how he's stepping back. Listen to it. What in the world is going on in Shanghai? Okay, we all know that they have these draconian lockdown going on. The city is like a prison, and now they are so preoccupied with death and dying that they're not even checking to see if somebody is alive. You mean nobody checked the man's pulse? He stopped moving and they immediately put him in a body bag. Nobody took a mirror and put it up to his face. You know what I'm saying? How do you not check somebody's pulse or their breathing before you stuff them into a body bag? But that's what happens when you're in a culture of death. When you're in a culture of death, you assume everybody is probably dead or dying. Teach, Dr. Sean. I'm trying to get you to understand, people. I'm trying to get you to understand. Because when it's all said and done, we live in a culture of death too. And we are constantly assuming that people who ain't doing big things and major things, they must be dead too. No. Just because I look like I ain't flourishing doesn't mean I'm not growing. And just because I ain't up dancing and running around don't mean I ain't alive. In fact, just because I look a little dead today don't mean I'm dead or dying. It just means that life is hard. So, let me give you some advice. This is for free. In every situation you find yourself in, always check for a pulse. Every situation, every relationship you find yourself in, check for a pulse. Check for proof of life. Make sure before you put somebody in a body bag and try to put them in the grave, make sure they're dead. And in some cases, before you let somebody in your life or accept a ring on your finger, or before you let somebody pay for your meal, make sure they are alive. Come on, Dr. Sean. Because you'll mess around and date a corpse, marry a corpse, lay next to a corpse for 20 years, and then you wonder why you ain't happy. It's because you married somebody who was dead when you got them. All right, here's my last one. Let's talk about global warming because I'm concerned. Kanika, I'm concerned about this. I'm concerned about it. Wait till you hear this story. Listen to this. Sweltering temperatures in parts of Pakistan and India have reached record levels, putting millions of people at risk. Listen to this. The average maximum temperature in some parts of India and Pakistan have reached the highest temperatures in the history of keeping record of temperatures in those parts of the world. Last month, the area that I'm talking about had 7 consecutive days with temperatures reaching over 104 degrees. And in one report I read, temperatures went as high as 116 degrees. Okay, here's why I'm bringing this up. What are we going to do when it gets to be too hot to go outside? Because if you think this is going to stay in India and Pakistan, you are naive and you need to just shake yourself loose from the foolishness. What are we going to do in America when it gets to be too hot to go outside? Because in America, we're really good about talking about the future with respect to success, but we never want to talk about the future when it comes to dealing with a problem. And I'm thinking we might want to get our minds around this. I'm not trying to be all gloom and doom, but I'm just saying we better start thinking about the consequences of global warming because they're happening right now. So here's my question. What are we going to do when Miami is underwater? What are we going to do when people can't live in Phoenix anymore because it's too hot? And what are we going to do when Southern California runs out of water? What are we going to do? Somebody needs to start thinking about this. And the people that watch this show are really brilliant. I have smart people that watch my show. This is one of the shows on this network that the smart people watch, okay? I'm not disrespecting anybody else's guests or audience's shows. I'm not throwing shade, but I know if you watch this show, it's probably because your mind is at work. So I got homework for all of you, to all of my wonderful, brilliant, intelligent viewers who are watching right now. I need one of y'all to start thinking about this because we need to figure what we're going to do about Miami and about Phoenix and about Southern California and about tornadoes in the Midwest and about hurricanes in New York. If we don't think about this, we're going to wish we had. Because all the people that laughed at Noah, they wasn't laughing when the rain started. Ooh, I love this show. Let's take a break, people. When I come back, me and my sister Kanika are going to have a great conversation. I can't wait to hear about her journey. It's a journey, people. Because if you're trying to love somebody, woo, it's a process. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo, people. We're celebrating that today, aren't we? Listen, my guest tonight, I've already introduced her by way of some, meandering introduction before. But now I want to bring her out because I can't wait to talk to her. I love a good story. I love a good dating love story. Nothing moves me than to hear how people are dealing with love. Welcome to the show tonight, Kanika. Hey, Kanika.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sean, for having me.
It is my pleasure. Look at you. It is my
I'm so
pleasure.
excited to get into this topic. Let's get into
Oh,
it.
but listen, listen. Say what did the kids say? Say less, say less, say less. So tell me first of all, tell me how long you've been single.
Okay, well, I consider single meaning like you've never had a ring on your finger. Because if you don't have a ring on your finger, that means you're single. So I've been single all my life.
Well, that's interesting. So you don't consider when you're
I've
dating.
been, yeah, I don't consider my, if, because when you look at a form and they ask you, oh, are you married or are you single? They don't ask if you have a boyfriend or if you have a fiance. You're either single or you're married. That's it.
Okay, okay, okay.
But I
So
have had long distance. I mean, I've had long term relationships, but
okay,
nothing ever like escalated to like an engagement or marriage.
are you in a relationship now?
I am not in a relationship right now. It's been a year since I was in a relationship.
Okay, got it. Okay, listen. I'm a philosopher, so I'm all for getting the terms right. So let me ask you a question from your perspective. And as you know, when I do that, there are no wrong answers, right? It's just your experience, how you view it. Tell me why you think you're still single.
Well, first of all, Dr. Sean, I don't know if you've been out there in the dating game, but it is the jungle out there. It really is. Like, I'm just trying to figure out where are all the good quality, solid men. I'm 48. I'm fine. I'm fit. I don't think I'm intimidating at all. I like to have fun. I'm a very inviting person. And I feel like maybe it has to do with who I'm choosing.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I sometimes want to give people a chance that maybe shouldn't be having a chance with me.
So here it is. Tell me the kind of men that you're attracting.
I feel like I'm attracting serial daters, like guys who are the FBs. You know what that is, right?
Mm-mm. What's that?
FB, F
Oh,
boys.
oh, yeah. Got it. Yes.
Right. So the F boys or the non-committal guys, emotionally unavailable, the guys that will date you, they'll be in a relationship with you, but they're not quite ready to do that extra step as far as getting engaged, getting married. There's a lot of apprehension behind long-term commitment. And I'm looking for a life partnership. I do want to align with someone who I can have a reciprocal exchange with.
Yeah. So are these younger guys, same age guys, older guys, or all mixed types?
I've dated older and I've dated younger. I'm not that age. Like when you're middle age, you could date somebody's daddy, uncle, granddaddy. It's a wide range. You got a wide range, because I could go dip down into the 30s if I want to. I could go up into the 50s, the 60s, the zaddies. I mean, I'm at a really great age, middle age. I'm 48, almost 49. And
Mm.
I just feel like I can go either way. But it's all about where are the men who are actually looking for long-term commitment? I feel like there's a lot of players out there. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. So I can't resist asking this question. Tell me, well, don't give me any details about the guy. Certainly not his name. Okay, no
Okay.
detail. But tell me the craziest thing that you've heard someone say to you on a date.
Craziest thing on a date.
Yeah.
No, I really just don't like when guys just say, like, you're beautiful for your age. Like, that is a diss. Like, can I just be beautiful? First of all, I just want to be beautiful. Don't just say for my age. Okay. That just kind of like turns me off. Number two, I don't like when guys are like, oh, so do I need to have a six pack when I date you just because, I'm a wellness lifestyle coach and I help clients lose weight? I don't require you to have a six pack ab, but I do require you to be adventurous, to be able to go out and have fun. I don't want like a couch potato, someone who's just clicking through, the channels on TV. No, I definitely don't want that. Now, I did have a guy when I walked up, he checked me out, and then he said, oh, I noticed that you have a really nice ass, but your hips are kind of narrow. What? Who says that to a woman in the first date? This is the first date.
Yeah. And so my only question is, did the date continue?
Well, he said that middle of the conversation, but he said it in a very like jokey way. So I kind of like laughed it off because what I really wanted to say to him was, you don't look like your profile. homie. You look like was older than what your profile picture looks like on Bumble. Sorry. But I'm a nice person. I gave him a chance to kind of like show who he really is, and he did. And I did, notice the red flags in that first date where someone doesn't know how to compliment you. That's a no bueno. My love language, I like to be affirmed. And if you can't properly affirm me, then that's a no. That's out.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You listen. You get to have, and you get to want what you want. How do most men react to you? Because I experience your vitality, your life, your energy, your confidence. I experience your spirit, which is why before you said a word, I already liked you because I'm big on sensing spirit.
Yes.
So that's how somebody like me would respond to you. But how do most men respond to you?
A lot of men want to obviously date me. I don't have a problem finding men, dating men, looking the way I do. I get, like I said, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s guys who want to date me. But I feel like there's a lot of men out there who aren't used to being transparent, who aren't
Mm,
used to being like comfortable in their skin. Because I'm very comfortable in my skin. I'm very comfortable in who I am. I'm not hiding anything. So you can't come at me and pretend because eventually you can't pretend anymore. So you just have to come as you are and not try to like impress me in a way that's not authentic to you. You
mm.
understand what I'm saying, Dr. Sean? I just need a guy to just present who he is in a very, matter of fact, very comfortable way, not trying to throw out the corny lines or anything like that. Just genuinely asking me like questions about me and wanting to get to know me, not trying to figure out how he's going to smash me. Because I feel like a lot of guys, they see me and they're like, oh, I can't wait to smash. And it's like, okay, we gonna get to that. But we gotta first get from home, from first base, second base, third base, then we can get to home base. And I feel like a lot of guys really want to rush to the home base where you get to, smash. And I'm just kind of like, I get that because I could do that any day. I could get anybody off the street if I wanted to and smash them. But I really want to cultivate something really meaningful. And I feel
Mm,
like that takes a lot of courage and sacrifice for men to
mm.
do something like that, to make that kind of long term commitment.
Were you always so confident?
No, I had to
Mm.
grow into my confidence.
Talk
I
well,
think
well,
that's
well,
part of the reason why I picked men that weren't always good for me. I didn't know my worth, always know my worth.
talk to me about that time in your life when you were not confident for a moment.
Yeah, when I wasn't confident, I wore my hair in my Beyonce weaves. I wear my hair in an afro, and the reason why is because I feel like this is me. This afro is who I am. So when I'm on the Bumble, I don't even put pictures where I'm wearing braids or any other hair but my afro hair because I want men who are interested in dating me to love the natural me, what's growing out of my head. Because I feel like there are some men and they don't want to admit it, especially black men. They'll probably be mad at me for saying this, but I do believe that there are some black men out there who have a problem with black women having natural hair. And I know that a lot of black women don't wear natural hair, but I do. So I want men who are dating me to get used to me wearing my natural hair. So this is all about me being authentic. But I was not always like that. I used to wear the Beyonce weaves and I had the Gucci bag and Mercedes and I had all these material things and I was trying to like cover up so much and prove to the world that I'm worthy of something, but I didn't even know what I was worthy of at
Mm,
all. So I really had to do some like inner work, some
mm,
shadow work to understand why I lacked this self worth, which really went back to childhood trauma. Hate to say it, but child molestation. When you
mm,
are a victim of sexual violence, it does affect you into adulthood if that happened to you as a child. And so
mm,
obviously my self-worth was deeply altered. So I was always seeking to like me, please. Do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me? It
mm.
didn't matter like who you were. I just wanted you to like me. And when I did that, I was getting guys who would treat me any old kind of way because I never put down any boundaries. I never stood for what I wanted. I just kind
Mm.
of went with what a guy wanted to do.
Right.
I let the guy define the relationship. So there was an imbalance there. It wasn't reciprocal. But now that done the healing, I've gone to therapy, I've written my book, Stay Bold, I've
Mhm.
done all this inner work to get to who I am now. And I feel good and I feel that confidence. And I'm not going to keep dating the same guys I've dated when I was younger anymore. Like time is ticking here, like I would like to be able to have a life partnership with someone who has done the inner work too. And I think that's also important for men. And a lot of men don't even do this. Like they don't do the shadow work. They're not going to therapists. If there's men out there that are doing that, hit me up so we can talk.
Okay, listen, first of all, you shared some very special things right there. I mean,
Yeah.
that some of that was actually quite sacred. And so thank you for that. Thank you for really taking us into your journey. And sometimes when I have guests, it's really hard to get them to take me and the audience into the journey.
Yeah.
But that's where the value is. And so to hear you say, I'm experiencing in this moment that a lot of people watching right now who first were introduced to the beginning of this conversation and then heard you say what you just said about your pain and your past, they're looking at you as a miracle because you are so confident, you are so strong, you are so vibrant. Yeah. I love
Thank
that.
you to that little girl that allowed me to be who I am today. A lot of women are still dealing with deep-seated trauma. And for me, what saved me was writing my book, therapy, moving to Honolulu, Hawaii, where there's so much healing here, where I get to explore and be with nature. I mean, I just had to learn how to put myself first because I was putting everyone else around me first and not thinking about my own health and my own mental health. So yeah, I think inner work is important so that you have a better understanding of what you deserve. And I now know what I deserve.
This is good. This is good. Okay, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Okay, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. So you're a woman looking for a great guy, and I'm gonna speak for all the guys for a second. All right, I'm playing devil's advocate. All right. So the guy says it's not Dr. Sean. It's some other guy named Sean, and he says the problem with you, Anika, is your walls are too high. You say what?
My walls are too high.
Yeah, it's too.
Wait, first of all, what does that even mean?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this. Your walls are too high because it's too high. It's too hard to get over your expectations and all the things you need to get over into the relationship. You say what to that?
I think that's a cop-out answer. I believe that if you're lazy and you say that it's the wall is too high, then you should not date me. That means your expectations of yourself is too low. You should think of yourself as a high value man who wants a high value woman, period.
So no,
wait.
No, we got
children to go, oh, you want a low value man. You want someone that doesn't think highly of themselves and doesn't deserve, a woman who has high values. That's dumb.
Okay, Kanika, but it's my turn in this argument.
Okay,
it's my turn in this argument. So the guy says this to you. First of all, you ain't the only prize. I'm a prize too, and I shouldn't be just trying to get over your walls. You need to be getting over mine. You say what to that?
And I agree. Absolutely. I absolutely believe that I deserve a king and he deserves a queen. So let's talk about this. How can we meet in the middle to complement each other's lives? Period. I don't have a problem with that. I know how to value a man. I know how to serve a man. I know how to care for a man. All of that, because I do believe in reciprocal energy, but I can't care for a man if he's not stepping up, like he has to show me that he values me too, right?
Okay, well, listen.
But if a guy values me, then he should be able to climb 20 walls to get to me if he has to. I'm not putting up walls, but if he had to, he would. Let me tell you, my dad told me when he saw my mom, he said, she's it. That's it. That's my woman. And he did whatever it took to get her. And my parents are still married. It's 49 years later. So if I'm seeing that growing up in my house, that my dad can remember the day he met my mom ever since he met her 48 however many years ago, right? Then that means there's got to be a man out there like my dad who's very passionate about being with a woman and making her his lady forever.
All right, listen, I got to take a break. When we come back, Kanika and I are going to argue some more because I'm enjoying this. And listen, Put your seatbelt on. I'm going to win one of these arguments. Watch. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. I'm talking to Kanika. And listen. We're having a spirited conversation, you and me.
Yes.
So
I need you to help me. Come on, Dr. Shaw. You got to help me because I'm trying to figure out like what I can do. Where do I need to go? Like a grocery store? You know, do I need to start taking golfing or something to meet guys that are solid in quality? Like, help me.
Yeah, you know, I don't. People ask me that, and one of the things I tell them is that there's no particular place that you meet that kind of person. The first thing I think we have to do is, and I practice this in my own life, so this is advice that I live with and check myself on. There's a reason why I'm attracting that kind of person. Yeah. There's a reason why I'm attracting inauthentic people. There's a reason, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you've done a great work in building your confidence and really recovering and being a survivor, no doubt about it. I swear, if I could get up from this chair and not have all these wires fall off of me and give you a standing ovation, I promise you I would give it to you because I'm so proud of the woman that you've become. But I'm going to challenge you to think about what areas of your life where there isn't enough truth, enough honesty. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always, when this happens, it's always, I'm always the thing. That's the reason why I'm attracting these kind of people. Right. So if I pushed you and said, okay, think fast. What's the thing about you that's not as authentic as it could be that might be why you're attracting those kind of people? What would it be? Think fast. Don't think about it. Go.
Trust.
There it is. There it is. That's it. Okay.
However, I still have the power to what? Select the right person. Right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. You absolutely have to. But let's not rush past the trust for a second, okay? Because I'm not trying to disempower you, right? I'm trying to say that let's go to another level of your power, because when you reconcile this trust issue, when you reconcile it thoroughly and fully, then I believe that's when you're going to attract the people for whom you don't have to defend yourself, you don't have to do all of that, because now they can come fully honest and you can accept them fully trusting.
Yeah.
So when I say that, how does that make you feel? What does that bring up for you?
I feel like you're telling me something that I already know, that I'm already working on as far as like trusting.
That's good.
Because I used to be that girl that would look in, guys' phones or be very apprehensive about who I'm dating and very side-eye-ish. But I feel like I've done a lot of work and opening myself up and allowing people to just show me who they are without me creating stories about them before they show me who they are. Because that's a trust issue of not allowing people to show me who they are. But then I also need to learn how to trust myself and trust my own intuition. So when the spirit says, you need to exit now, I need to exit now. You get what I'm saying?
Kanika. But what if the spirit says you need to let go now?
Yeah, it's not the same thing like exit, let go, meaning
No. What if the spirit says you need to jump in now? Jump all the way in now. Go deeper now.
Okay, I'm okay with following the spirit saying that. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay, because I think sometimes we are open to exits, right? We're open to, especially when you've had to defend yourself, right? We're open to the exit, but the hard part can be not the exit, but the investment.
Right, and I've done a lot of investment, but in situations where like it ended up where we parted ways, right? But there were a lot of red flags. So I guess when I say exit strategy, I mean like seeing the red flags and the spirit's telling you, this is a red flag. You probably want to go ahead and let things go. Don't hang on so much. Don't stick around too long. Don't overstay your welcome. Just mosey on out of the relationship. You can be friends and let go and move on. I think that's been my biggest problem, is letting go and moving on.
No, I get that. And I totally agree with that, by the way. We should, when we see those things, trust what we're seeing and believe what we're experiencing. But I'm so led talking to you. I'm so led to really plead with you not to be so committed to the skepticism, right?
Okay.
That you don't have, and I'm not saying you do this, but generally speaking, that
Okay.
one does not allow someone to get close enough and allow someone to have some imperfections, right? And still be a really great person. Because I just feel like you might be on the verge of something really special, and I don't want your skepticism to get in the way.
Absolutely not. I don't want my I can't even say the word. Good Lord, have mercy. I can't say the word, Dr. Shaw. You're gonna have to help me.
Skepticism. It's all right.
Listen. I really want to stay open and fluid and
Okay,
just go
good.
with the flow. That's really what I really want to do. I love men, and I most especially believe in dating Black men. So if there are Black men out there who are available and single and solid, I am open to talking to them and getting to know them. I just feel a bit frustration in meeting this meeting the same kind of guy and dating the same kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like there's a repeated pattern of this person's not available, this person's not emotionally available. And then I've actually spent time trying to convince myself, well, maybe this person's a little bit different. And then they're not. So I need to stop doing that. I feel like I'm self-sabotaging myself from being with a person that's really available to me by wasting time with men who aren't available to me.
Yeah. No,
You know what I mean?
I totally get what you're saying. My producer told me to ask you about your vision board. So real quick,
Oh,
real quick,
I don't,
tell me about it.
can you even see this?
I can.
Okay, so I had to create a manifest husband vision board because I was like, if I'm taking applications for a husband, I need to visually see what he's going to look like. Okay, so when I'm dating, I refer back to this to see if I'm on the right track or not. So what you're just talking about, that whole like skeptic, I can't say the word, but the S word, and just trusting, I have to kind of go and listen to the spirit and I look at this. So just real quick, the corners are not as important, but still important. But the heart of the man is really important. So
Mm.
I've got activity, adventurous. I've got leadership, business minded, career minded. I mean, you could be a garbage man and date me just as long as you have aspirations to do better. No, I'm serious. Like you don't have to be six figures, but you do still have to want to do better because I also want to do better. So if we both want to do better, then we can help each other, right?
Mm.
Oh
Mm.
God, here
Yeah.
he's like that. Is
I'm
that
like,
bad?
I'm
Is
like,
that
I'm,
bad?
you kind of lost me right there. We were doing
What I'm
so
saying is,
good. Go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay. All right. So the other one is spiritual, like doing the inner work, like being able to meditate, to pray, someone that has, who believes in a higher power, right? Good vibes, does charitable works. And then obviously there's a corner all about ready to please a woman because you got to know how to please a woman. So I've got in there, curious, kinky, explorative, playful, tender, sensual. Yeah, that's important too. And then in the middle, we have obviously a man who loves himself, a man who has a healthy relationship with his mom and with his dad, and just seeing what it's like for two people to be together. A man who's always about choosing joy, someone who's full of grace and mercy, someone who prays, someone who's not afraid of, commitment and really going there and really looking for that life partnership, someone who is good in taking care of their health and taking care of their mental health,
Yeah. Yeah.
someone who loves family and kids and that kind of
No,
stuff.
listen, I got to take a break. I got to go.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I know. I wish I had more time because I really enjoy talking to you and bantering and going back and forth with you. You
Yeah.
have such a vitality. But in this moment, here's the last thing I'll say to you. Um, I really grieve at what all the men in the world, particularly black men, at what we're doing to black women.
Hmm.
That you would even have to, you know, have trust issues at all. That you would have to be here tonight and to have to say, just show up and be honest. I grieve at what we have not been able to do. And some of it you should know is not our fault because we were raised and conditioned to lie. We were
Yeah.
taught to lie. We were taught that if you tell the truth, you get punished, you get afflicted, you get ostracized, you get condemned. So we've been nurtured to lie. And it's not just to you that we lie to ourselves. And I grieve for the fact that you've had to deal with this, and I grieve for all of us who have had to act and behave this way. I'm going to have to leave it there. But here's my last thing. I know, but here's my last thing for you. Is just be open, because sometimes the man you want is not always the one you need, and sometimes the one you need may not necessarily be the one you want.
Okay.
I know.
Ooh.
I know.
We need a part 3.
I know.
I
know.
I got a lot of needs.
I know. Listen, I got to take the break. Listen, everybody, when we come back, let's thank Kanika for being here tonight. Great conversation. When we come back, we're going to do some Ask Dr. Sean, and I'm going to explain a little more when we come back what I just said to her. Okay? We'll be right back. Great conversation with Kanika, right? I mean, a really interesting conversation. And what I said to her at the end was, sometimes the person you want may not be the person you need, and sometimes the person you need is not the one you want. And my only point in saying that is, we have to be open. We can't let our past define so stridently and so strictly what it is we're willing to let into our lives, because you just don't know that how the love you need may come in a package that you might not normally accept. And so I'm always advocating that people stay open to what might happen. Be smart, be vigilant, be intelligent, but don't be closed. Anyway, let's do some Ask Dr. Sean. Play the bumper, Hailey. Let's check out this video real quick. Go ahead, play the video.
Hi, Dr. Sean. My name is Althea from Westchester County, New York. What advice would you give to a woman who's building her career, building her personal brand, but still wants to find love and have a serious relationship, but without putting her goals and dreams on hold? Is that even possible in today's day and age?
Great question. Thank you for that. Yes, it is. But what it means is that you have a very clear understanding of what dating is for you and what role it plays in your life. Okay? Because you're juggling two very important things, success and love. Two of the most important things a human being can engage in, right? But you have to be clear about the fact that you're dating, which means that dating for me means we go out, we do what we do, we have a good time, but we're not acting like we're married, right? Because I find that it's far more difficult to build a wonderful and strong and responsive and accomplished career when you are acting as if you're married. That is to say, giving your time and attention and dedication to someone while you're also trying to give your time, dedication to your career. Date and enjoy people and have times and moments in your life where you engage in that and you enjoy it, but don't do it to the degree that you sacrifice the other thing that you say you enjoy. Now, marriage is something different, because when you're married, now you have a partner, someone who's helping you build the thing that you want to build. But until you get to that point, be clear about the fact that we're dating, that we're going out and we're having a good time. And then I think a lot of times when people talk about the balance between love and greatness, or love and accomplishment, they're not, I'm not saying you're doing this, but they're not always honest about what role love plays in their life. For most people, and it happens to be the case for women, that love is the most important thing. Relationship is the most important thing. Well, you have to be honest about what role it plays. And then you have to assess whether it playing that role is conducive to what you're also trying to do. So don't act like you're married if you're not married, and date people and have a good time. But also keep your focus, and also be clear about what role and what responsibility and how much commitment you can give a person if you're also trying to build a great career. It can be done, but it's not intuitive. You have to be intentional. You got to manage it. You got to track yourself and make sure that you're faithful to both sides of who you are, okay? Because I dare to believe that you can be happy in your romantic life and successful in your personal life. Yes, you can. Si se puede. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. So someone DM'd me this question. I'm engaged to a Nigerian man. My fiance's sister told me that she wants her brother to marry a Nigerian woman, and she will never accept me into her family because I am American. Should I try to win her over or just ignore her? Well, listen, I always think that it never hurts trying to have communication with people and trying to meet them where they are. So I would always encourage that you try, and to have maybe an initial conversation or an additional conversation, I should say, about what she thinks and where that is, so she feels heard and all that. And it's also good for your fiance to see that you're not, instantly combative, that you're willing to at least try to be in dialogue with his family. It bodes well for his sense of your character, right? And it also teaches you an important lesson that marriage is going to need, and that is when people don't like or disagree with you, you can't just cancel them because you live with them and you're married. Those are good things. But I wager to think that even after you do all of that, his sister's mind is not going to change. She's going to think what she thinks because she's entrenched in a certain kind of way. And here's what I want to more so invite you to do. I want to invite you to not give a damn, but not be so blatant about not giving a damn that everybody knows you that you don't give a damn. But in your heart and your spirit, I want to invite you not to consider that anybody's opinions about you or your marriage mean more to you than your opinions about yourself or your and your future husband's opinions about your relationship together. You see, these are the moments that invite us to understand what a relationship is really all about. People say that when you marry somebody, you marry their family. You don't marry their family. I am not married to your family. I have to deal with your family, perhaps, and your family has to deal with me, but I'm married to you. You see, this is an opportunity for the two of you to really understand that, yeah, Nigerians have a certain way about families and all of the extensions of all of that, but when it comes down to it, your marriage is about you and him. And if that's happy, then everything else is extra. If you found someone who truly loves you and cares about you and won't leave and all of the wonderful things that men are capable of, then you focus on that. His sister is a distraction, and she is determined to distract. And let her do what she does and spin her web of deceit and distrust and dislike. Let her spin her web, and you walk right on by it, because you understand that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And she who finds a husband finds something special. Focus on the special and not the condemnation. Okay? All right. Let's do another one. Someone emailed me this question. Recently, I started dating a woman who has children. She invited me to her home, and I offered to bring her dinner. When I got to her home, she was upset because I didn't bring enough food for her children. Was I wrong? Should I be expected to feed her children? Let me think about this. 2, 3, yes. Yes, you are expected to feed her children. She has children. You're dating a woman that has children. And you knew she had children when you started dating her. You didn't just feed her and the kids to be hungry. No. I mean, come on, man. Brother, and to all the brothers watching, and to all the sisters who are watching, if you're dating someone who has children, when you do a nice gesture for the person that you're dating, it would also be polite and ethically speaking and altogether proper for you to also do something for the children, okay? Because those two realities are wedded together. If she's a good mom or a respectable mom or a mom with any honor or self-esteem, she is always thinking about her children. And your ability to show that you are also able to think about her children makes you a more permanent fixture in her heart. You see, you got some work to do, because you've kind of signaled that you are only able to receive her, think about her, spoil her, care about her, without understanding that it's not just her. You see, if you get her, win her, woo her, seduce her, have her, keep her, marry her, it won't just be her. She has kids. And those kids need to know that you care about them and not just their mother, because that's how kids experience childhood trauma. Somebody in their life who's trying to win their mama and ignore them. No. Were you wrong? You weren't right, okay? And you also wasn't intelligent. You weren't thinking on this one. I need you to think. Put your thinking cap on, man. So the next time you do something for their mother, certainly when it comes to like a dinner, right? So mom's going to eat. What are the kids going to eat? I mean, come on. Go all the way. If you're going to do it all, do it right. So that this woman understands that she's not getting someone who just wants her, and now she's insecure about whether or not you can accept her kids, and her kids are insecure about whether or not you even see them. Do better next time, okay? And make sure that from now on you spoil both of them. All right. Do we have time for one more? My husband, someone sent me this email. My husband doesn't pay attention to me. He has no idea that I created an OnlyFans account just for fun to get the attention that I'm missing at home. I earn $5,000 monthly just by posting sexy pictures on my page. Should I tell him what I've been up to? Wait, so you have an OnlyFans account that your husband doesn't know about? Okay. Here it is, real quick. The goal here isn't to tell him about the OnlyFans account. The goal here is to fix this marriage, because you got problems deeper than that account, okay? Don't focus on the account. You can bring that up when you're in counseling. Y'all need some counseling real fast, because this marriage is in trouble, all right? See how quickly I did that? Cooking with hot grease, baby. Thank you for watching tonight. I appreciate you so much. I will see you soon. Y'all be good to each other, okay? Because I know that tomorrow is going to be better than today. Great things are coming for you. And if they don't, I love you.